Hey, Kool-aid Krew, what's crack-a-lackin'? Hope everybody's doing good. Yeah, ain't been here in a minute. So let's just kind of jump into this. I don't want to make this too long because I know that Marf and them is going to be going live pretty quick. Um, so yeah, if somebody give me a 5 for 5 in there, we will go ahead and roll on through. So anyway, guys, as you can see there, if you looked at my thumbnail at all, half the front of the sun's atmosphere is missing. That's not even, I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. That's not even a little bit clickbait. It's just actually what's happening. So with that being said, check that out. This is one of the more massive coronal holes that we've seen this sun cycle, and we've seen some big ones here lately. Now, I'm not sure if it has something to do with the positioning or the timing of the sun cycle itself, but as you can tell, guys, it's a big coronal hole. That's the surface. It's black because it's not a hole in the sun. It's the surface because the surface is colder. Also, guys, you know, we've had other eruptions happening. We've had a bunch of CMEs and flaring, but here's the thing. Not a whole lot of the CME action is hitting us. The sunspot is up here that rotated off, and this one down here that's kind of on the backside now. We'll dig deeper into that a little bit here in just a second, but as you can tell, those are on the backside for all intents and purposes. We can get x-rays from those, but we're not going to get geomagnetic storming from a CME from that. It's already crested the limb, so anything going off the backside as far as geomagnetic storming ain't going to hit us. But it did put us into a radiation storm, and I've explained this a lot. But let me show you that CME. Here's the CME, and this is the new NASA model that they're using. They retired the old one. Okay, I'm still learning how to use this one because it is a little different, as you can tell. It's actually, the graphics are way better, and you get more information over here too. And this one here will actually show you now multiple CMEs. You can run a movie here, and I'm just going to hit play so you guys can see what I'm talking about, and I'll start it from back here. You can set a time limit here. So watch as this is moving through. These are all the CMEs in the past 4 days. There's a bunch of them, and as you can tell, you know, I can't really slow this scroll bar down. I don't like that, but I can record it and then slow it down on my own software. But what you can do is you can push pause and then just start clicking on the time bar down here, and it will switch from CME to CME. Okay, that's something I've learned fairly quick while messing with this. But this one went off the backside, and it gave Earth a radiation storm in like 20 minutes. Okay, it was hit, and it hit quick. It was a very, very massive storm. I can't really tell you how big because we just simply don't know. It's on the backside. It's not going to really hit any planets or anything like that because all the planets are on this side right now. So we're not really going to get a whole lot. Now, it does look like it hit the Parker solar probe back here, but it wasn't a full-on right in the middle brunt hit either. So we're not really going to know. Now, I can tell you that was an X-flare. Okay, and what we're going to do is we'll back up here in a minute and go over that. But we've had other eruptions, guys. This one here, I'm still trying to figure out if it came off the front, if it's going to come at us yet or not. What I'm going to do, this is Soho, guys, and this is the one that's a million miles closer to the sun than us. It's from our point of view. Here's Earth. Here's the satellite. It's from our point of view. Okay, so if I come down here to the 26th and just run the whole day run here, you're going to see a few eruptions. And what I'm more looking at here on this one is the last one here. Not that one, but this one. Now, I know it doesn't look as impressive, but the reason why, a lot of it's getting occulted by this disc. That's a physical disc on the camera. It blocks the main part of the light so we can get an image at all. Okay? So with that being said, let me go ahead and we're going to try to figure out if that's on the front side or not. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out because this right here should be able to tell us. What we do is we just match up the time frames. Okay, So if you look at here where it erupted, now remember this white circle over here is the surface. This is trying to cover up the corona, a lot of the light, okay? Oh, thank you, Nan. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I mean, I ain't been here in 3 days, and the first thing you do is bless me. Thank you. I mean, it's just, yeah. There's nothing like this community. I'm telling you guys, there's really not. I was talking about that with some of the people in the background, my managing mods and things. We talk to each other daily, and multiple times, usually through text. And you know, we're all struggling. Everybody is. But what's amazing to me is just like what just happened right there. We're still trying to bless each other at the same time as we're going through our own messes. And it's humbling and it's inspiring all at the same time to watch my friends, my brothers and sisters just do that. It's awesome. That's all I can say. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, and thank you, Nan. That was awesome. Thank you. 100% appreciate that. That's a, yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, you know what, Aaliyah, thank you for doing that, and I'm going to address that real quick. You know, I'm feeling a little frisky right now. Hey, Stephanie. Nothing will happen. That was the comment. Okay? We get those comments from time to time in here. And let me just say this first and foremost. Have you guys heard me claim something was going to happen? Like bad to us at this very second? Has anybody ever heard me say anything of the sort? No. I can answer that for everybody right now. That has never come out of my mouth. Ever. Okay? If it comes out of my mouth, it will probably be the last thing you hear out of my mouth. Because I'm not going to say it unless everything's going down. Just so you know. And I've said that 1,000 times. Nothing will happen. Well, yes, something will happen. Earthquakes are already on an uptick. Let me show you why. This coronal hole right here. Go look at the historic data. I've shown it to everybody time and time and time again. Those that doubt, get off the couch and go look for yourself. Don't believe a word I'm saying. I'm showing you exactly where my sources are. They're right there in front of you. Go look. I'm not claiming nothing except for what the factual historic data is in the book. I nowcast. I don't even forecast. So those kinds of comments are ignorant. That's exactly what I'm going to say. That's an ignorant comment, and that's not a slam on anybody's whatever. It's just a comment made without knowledge. That is an ignorant comment. Doesn't make that person ignorant, just makes what they say ignorant. And that was ignorant. Okay? So, go look, go see, go watch. If not, if you don't like what we're doing here, there is a humongous red X at the top of this freaking window up here. You can hit it, and like a lot of people say, don't let the big door hit you with the good Lord split you. Because ain't nobody keeping you here. You don't have to be here. Have fun. Go look at the data. Go look at my description box. That's all you got to do. All the stuff is there. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just so tired of that sometimes. I can't. I'm human. It gets to me once in a while, too. So when it's over and over and over and over again, I'm about done with it. So, alright. Now, back to the people that actually care and aren't going to slam down there with those, those kinds of comments that have no base, which I can show you base of what's going on. Right now, guys, this is NOAA's version of the Endless Spiral, which is what I just showed you guys right here. Okay, this is NASA's. Now, this is NOAA. I want to talk about NOAA here in a minute, too, because there's something important going on here. Alright? But anyway, you can see that as I roll through here, there's a CME right there. That is not what is giving us this increase in the radial velocity, the speed of the solar wind. Okay? But anyway, you can see, and I'm going to show you where that increased speed is coming from. See how it says 700? Anybody that's been around here for a minute knows that that's pretty fast. It gets to 800, that's 2 million miles per hour. Okay? That's a fast moving, highly charged particle, right? So what I'm saying is that they're saying that's going to hit on the 28th. They're also talking about a geomagnetic storm possibly hitting on the 1st, which would be the next day. So it could be any time here. Now this CME is actually going to hit stereo A, this satellite right there. Okay? And if you guys remember, stereo A used to be down here, but it's no longer there. So anyway, but do you guys see this? This is speed. Now remember, this is showing you density. So usually when you get high speed, you get lower density because things are getting flushed out real quick. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, right? You see how the density is pretty low up here, because that's what this is up here, density. And then you see how the CMEs look different from density to velocity? That should help people understand that there is a huge difference there, right? Now, as you can see that's Earth right there. See how we're right in the middle of that? But if you were just to look at this, it'd look like nothing's going on, right? Well, that's because we're going to be getting hit with high-speed particles, and it's coming from this gigantic coronal hole. And this one's for Ilea right here. I'll go ahead and just skip to this real quick. She always asks this, and it's a very valid question. Are we going to see aurora from it? Yes, we are. Okay? If it hits like they say it's going to, and it will be a prolonged aurora event, because it's a coronal hole stream, and let me explain why. When things are flowing out of these holes, they don't stop. They just keep coming. Okay? When you get hit with a CME, it hits, it's gone. Boom. Okay? Now, the initial increase is kind of, you'll get a spike, right? You're going to get, that's density. Remember, this is density here. So, you see how we have almost like a bell curve right here? That's because the solar wind speed just slowly picks up as more and more charged particles get our direction from this coronal hole. Okay? So that's what's going to happen. And they've got this stretched out over like 3 or 4 days. So there's a chance and that's barring anything else coming our way. So that's just what I'll say on that end of it. Okay, so also, again, I do want to find out, okay, let's see here. There's another way to see this too, guys. If you come over here to Soho and you go down, they'll highlight what it thinks sees a CME. So if we look at the time, it was right around noon, 1600, that kind of time frame when that erupted. Okay, when that particular CME popped off the sun. Now remember, I can't see behind that disk. That's why we look for the halo signature, which is just energy, that highly charged particle signature on the coronagraph poking around the whole occulter disk. It looks like a halo, right? So, hey, Bubba News, good to see you, bud. All right, now, as this is, this way, we need to find out whether or not that's on the front. If it's on the back side, I'm probably done talking about it. But if it's on the front side, that means that's going to be coming at us. Now, we can do one of two things. We can wait on the models to update, or we can go look at this one. This is SDO. It's the same one I showed you with this coronal hole. Okay? And what we're going to do is we'll match up the time frames. So we'll go to roughly about noon right there. And what I'm seeing right here already, I'm going to tell you, this was probably on the front. I bet it came from right here. That sunspot right there would not be that bright unless it just erupted. Yeah, it just flared right there. Okay? Oh, hold on. Let me see. See, that's why we do this. That one erupted, but it didn't really push a whole lot of plasma. This is the one that shot the plasma. Watch. I'll back it up. See that? You guys see how the plasma just kind of flung out right there? And we don't see a whole lot from this one. Now, that doesn't mean that one didn't do anything at all, because it could have. It really could have. I don't know. But, is what it is. Now, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm I'm reading what you sent me, girl. All right, thank you for that. Yeah, I noticed that too. I just usually let it go most of the time, but you know, you did the right thing, just so you know. You know, I always back you anyway. It doesn't. All my mods, my moderators are awesome. Anybody wants to try to say they're not, they need to go somewhere and look, because we all share moderators in this community, and we all moderate for each other. And that's what makes it such a great, you know, family. That's really what it is. It's a family. It's a chosen family. It's a family I picked, not one that I had to take. Okay, not that one I had to take is bad. Just, you know, I was able to pick this one. So anyway, I think that came from here. Okay, now if you look right here, though, you see this? I would be interested to see if that was like a canyon of fire. This is right on the edge of this coronal hole. You can't really see it in this angstrom, but you can here. See this? Yeah, I bet that was a canyon of fire kind of opened up. It will almost look like what I call like a tube cave of magnetic umbrus here. You can see the magnetic fields right here light up, watch. And it looks almost like a tube. You see this? Right there? Those aren't, they're actually standing up on the sun. So let me explain that for a second, because it is kind of hard to understand without showing it. So let me go bring it back to where I want to show it to you. Right. You see how it starts to do its little action right here? And then there. You see how it kind of just separated? Now this is a 211 angstrom. Again, we're looking at two different angstroms of light because we see different gases. But do you see how we get these kind of arches? Those are standing up. And we can't really see how high they are because they're right in front of us. So we don't have the side perspective, so we can't really see. But just rest assured, they're standing up off the sun right there. Okay? If you looked over here, you see how these are arcing? That's exactly what these are doing. It's just they're right in front. From our perspective, we can't see it. But yeah, so I mean, that looked like... And we get this often, guys. Look at this. Eyeballs. Sun's gonna eat us. Oh no. Anyway, the coronal holes actually will steer CMEs too. Okay, so that coronal hole stream that's flowing out has a charge, right? Positive or negative. So if the magnetic fields inside the coronal hole stream are very similar to the ones that are in a CME that got fired off, positive to positive, they will actually repel one another. They will push it one direction or the other. And then the opposite would be true. If they got opposite polarities, they would draw towards one another. So they definitely do affect each other in the direction that they flow out. Okay? CMEs and coronal holes, especially when they fire off right on the edge of a hole. Okay? They do get influenced quite a bit, actually, sometimes. Like, it'll look like it's coming right at us on some of the models, and it'll completely miss. And then some of them will look like it'll completely miss, and then it hits us. That kind of a thing. So, yeah. Now, okay. Alright, listen guys, I'm sorry I did that earlier. That's not me, that's not who I am. I don't like doing that, but you know, listen. I'm a human being, guys, and it's kind of funny because right before that happened, I was just telling you that we're all going through our own messes, right? And believe me, I'm going through mine. And it takes a lot to get me to do what I just did. Anybody that knows me knows that. I don't like doing that. I really don't. I mean, it makes me feel bad. Not just that, you know, more so that you guys had to hear it. I'm taking time out of the live stream to talk about it, which is stupid. I should just keep moving. Right? But I can't. I can't because in my own mind I need to explain it or it's going to bug me. So what I'm saying is that if somebody gets me to that point, and it probably wasn't just that. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. We're all going through stuff right now, and I don't want to put my problems on anybody. So when somebody comes in here and starts saying stuff like that, you know, I'm passionate about what I do here. I think you guys know that. Always have been. I'm not going to do it if I don't care about it. And when somebody comes on here and just does that kind of thing, it can influence people that don't know any better yet. I just don't think it. Anyway, I apologize if that offended anybody. but I needed to do that. You know, I don't apologize for doing it. I apologize if it offended somebody. I don't want to offend anybody. I just, you know. Anyway, I'm going to keep moving here, guys. I don't want to take... I ain't going to waste some more breath on that stuff. That's just stupid. The fact that I let that get to me like that. Oh, my God. That is just not me. Anyway. So... that right there has a chance of hitting us, okay? I'm not going to say it's going to yet. We're going to wait on some of the models to update, okay? It's got a chance of giving us a glancing blow. And the reason I say glancing blow is because it's over here. And the way that it's slung out, it looks like it could have a little bit, maybe. Let's take a look at it again. Okay. Now, see, that right there has got me thinking it might have a better chance than what I thought. Because the eruption actually happened right here on this side, kind of. And it kind of flung out like that. So if that actually happened, some of that plasma could have got shot our direction. So if I go forward here, you'll see what I'm talking about. See how that stood up right there? And watch the direction in which it goes. It's coming this way, right? And you can see that in the coronagraph here too. See the shape of it? So, yeah, that was on the front side, and we do see energy poking around here, so it could hit us. You know, and if it does, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. But it could put us into geomagnetic storming. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so we got these coronal holes too. Not coronal holes, but these sunspots. This is Earth scale. So let me zoom in here a little bit. A lot, actually. So that's a sunspot. Sun's 93 million miles away. And if you can fit Earth inside one of those spots, that's something to say, man. I mean, look at that. That's how big those holes are. And they don't look that big, do they? From our, you know, because we're back, way back here. Right? So, but you can, any kind of sunspot, you can pretty much stick Earth inside of it. At least one. I've seen them 15, 20 wide. So, they can get rather large. It doesn't mean that they're powerful. It just means that they're big in size. Okay? Okay, so that's that CME there. But I did notice that... And remember, guys, you see this right here? Our connection line to the sun's right here. So when you get something that fires off the back, you see how that still crossed our connection to the sun? Our magnetic field line? The protons grabbed that magnetic field line and got just flushed right back to us. We coupled with that, and it sucked it right into our system. From 93 million miles away, it got here in almost 20 minutes. Imagine how fast that's moving. I'd have to do some math to see how fast that is. But that's fast, okay? You don't get charged particles moving much faster than that ever. You know, you get X-rays that move at the speed of light, but that's X-ray. It's not a particle, right? So that's just what I'll say. Now, we did have one that popped off here, I believe. Yeah. See, that was one that happened after it. You see how this is kind of... NASA's thinking this one's going to give us a glancing blow. And it's kind of... the timing of this is actually matching up with what NOAA is saying the coronal hole stream is going to hit. So if those two happen at the same time, you know, we could get bigger geomagnetic storms out of that. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I'll be here to nowcast it for you. And tomorrow, guys, I'm going to do this a little bit different from now on. I've talked to... Somebody give me a roll call in there if you could. That would be much appreciated. This is a Magnetosphere tool. This is Australia. Oh, Callie, thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Blessing me and blessing me. Hey, Daryl, what's up? Somebody give me a roll call in there. There's Callie's. Let me, I'm going to grab that other one, too. Let's, I want to put Nana's in there too, see if Nana shows up. Nana, I'm sorry if I didn't highlight for you. I know it was kind of in the middle of what I was doing there. Sorry. Anyway, I hope that's highlighting for everybody. We'll see if it does. But anyway, it did. Okay, cool. Cool for a minute there. Alright, now, this is the magnetosphere that I usually show you. Right? And the magnetosphere is created from our magnetic field and its interaction with space weather, solar wind, okay, stuff from the sun. That's our bow shock, and that's our magnetic field's protection, right? It's protecting Earth. The magnetic field is. And we call it the magnetosphere. It's the interaction between all that stuff. Anything inside our protection, you notice it moves slower, typically, from left to right. And then when we get stuff right to left, it'll show up in blues. And that means that it's a reconnection event, because we'll get hit out here in the front, and it'll break some of these magnetic field lines, and then that line will be kind of just out here just wandering around, and then it will reconnect back to our system, and it will actually come from behind. So we'll get charged particles on that reconnection, and it will draw it back to the backside of Earth. And that's what we see, okay? We see that. I mean, it's every day. I mean, you can see it almost every time. You see those blues right there? That means that's positive, and what that means is it's moving right to left. The reds are moving left to right. You're not going to get anything that's going to push harder against the sun. The sun's always going to win eventually, okay? So if you see stuff moving from right to left, it's inside our protection. That's all I'm going to say. If there's something that's coming from like cosmic rays and stuff or whatever that can overpower our sun's protection, we won't be having much of a conversation, because we probably wouldn't be here much longer. I don't know for sure, but And by the way, guys, I turned 50 2 days ago. My birthday was 2 days ago. I meant to mention it to you guys, and I don't do it for any other reason but just to tell you. You guys always ask, so that's why I didn't stream that day. And then yesterday, I just couldn't get here. My daughter got inducted into the National Honor Society yesterday, and that was so cool to see. I'm so proud of her. She just keeps doing stuff that I wish that I could, All right, so where's everybody from? Virginia, sister. Okay, there we go. Colorado, anime. What's up? You got value, man. Don't say you ain't got value. You got value. Hey, Anna. Ricky's in the house. What's up? Hey, Kiki. Kristen, where's she at? She in here too? Hey, Kristen, if you're here. Yeah, there you are. Washington State, baby. Heck yeah. Stephanie, what's up? Ricky. Anna, hey, girl. What's happening? Well, thank you. Appreciate you. Hey, lower class, what's up? Third Rock from the Sun, baby. Heck yeah. That's a good show, too. I love that. Stars from Oregon. Hey, Star, how are you? Mark Lee. Mark from Ajo, Arizona. I like that. Arizona's awesome. Miss Dragon's in the hizzy. What's up, girl? Daryl's in the house. Hey, Shastina, Northern Cali. Hey, J-Poss will get in here. He'll call it California. Hey, it looks like Mark Fugel's going live, guys. So, please go watch him. And you can watch me on replay. I'm going to be ending here in just a minute anyway, guys. Seriously, I don't have much more to share. I just wanted to make sure I come out here with an update for you guys. I did want to mention this, though, okay? First off, the aurora. That is what, the coronal hole streams, geomagnetism will cause these auroras. So if Ilea's still here, I'm sure she's looking, at least halfway listening right now. Probably trying to do both. But as you can see here, guys, tomorrow they're saying an increase in aurora. I can't say exactly how much. Nobody really can. We just got to go off of the data we have and give what we think is possible. So that's most likely what we're going to see. Some sort of resemblance to this. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to see aurora down further south than what this is showing. Okay? We always do. It's just not a mass event. Okay? It's not like a G5 solar storm like we had last year in May. Alright? Where we seen aurora at the equator. So, anyway. This is the geoelectric. I'm not going to go a whole lot of explanation here. But the geoelectric field at the surface, this is trying to show you the sun's effect, space weather's effect on unnatural electrical components. They do this because they're using this technology now in this model to help forecast earthquakes. Like I said earlier, this coronal hole. Anytime we have Earth-facing coronal holes, the risk for earthquakes shoots sky high. It's in the data. I'm not going to show it right now because it's obvious. So, you know, if you don't believe me, please go look. And if you find data opposite of what I just said, please bring it to me. I'd like to see it because I don't think that you will, is what I'm trying to say. We see upticks in seismic activity overall, not just earthquakes. We see volcanic eruptions, geysers, anything that has to do with seismicity. All right. And by the way, get over and check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates. He does the earthquake thing. He's way up on this, way better than I am. All right, now Dr. Tony Phillips, spaceweather.com. What's he saying here on the first paragraph? Oh, he's talking about that coronal hole there too, because it's a big one. It's a big hole, guys. So everybody's probably talking about it. This was a super bolt, guys, back in November. This thing was caught from the ISS. Check that out. What's a super bolt? It is a gigantic jet. Okay. It's a bolt going the wrong way. It's a lightning bolt. Big gigantic bolt going up instead of down. And the ISS just happened to catch it. Look at that. That is freaking cool. So yeah. But it's 50 miles high, guys. These things are in the ionosphere. You can tell, I think he talks about it down here, right? Yeah, right there. So yeah, I mean, yeah. It does take quite a bit of a, you know, instability to cause these things, but that's just what happened right there, guys. Check that out. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. That's what I'll say on that. Anything else here? I don't really have anything else, guys. We did get to a radiation storm when that hit, like I said. You see right here? So when that big eruption happened, oh, check it out. Look at this. We're almost at a geomagnetic storm now. Let's look at something before I go off here. Let's look at the HP. This KP is how we measure geomagnetism, geomagnetic activity in our atmosphere here. And the KP at a 5 is a G1 storm. And it's just like a thunderstorm system. But these are 3-hour averages. So if I come here and I go over to the HP, which is it's basically the same indice, but it's a 30-minute average. Oh yeah, check it out, guys. We're in a geomagnetic storm right now, which is fairly surprising me right now because we weren't supposed to be. So what's that telling me? I'm going to tell you what that's telling me. This CME is probably hitting. And the coronal hole stream is hitting at the same time. It just got here early. So, yeah. With that being said, if these conditions continue, we could get to a G2. In other words, it could be stronger than what we thought because it got here quicker. That's definitely not what I expected to see here, guys. That's an hour and a half at a 5.3. That is significant enough that the next time that they update this one, the 3-hour increment, if we get one more bar over here at that level, most likely, well, it just adjusted. They took that down to a 5. So, I mean, yeah, and they adjust this a lot, but that's still very, very close. So we could get a little higher than what we thought. But anyway, but this coronal hole and that CME could be causing all that, guys. But yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to pop off. Guys, please go over to Marf and let's go ahead and get you guys a link for that. I'm going to try to grab it. If one of my mods have it already, go ahead and put it in the chat for me if you could. If not, I'll just grab it real quick. It's probably just easy for me just to do it right now. Let's see here. Marfugal News. Is he live right now here? I'm pretty sure he probably is. Nope. His 15 minutes. Oh, he went 15 minutes ago. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying not to. But here is the... I'm going to share this. I'm going to copy this link, okay? And we are going to come over to back over here to my channel. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in the chat for you guys real quick, okay? All right, so here we go. Here is the link. And Nana, thank you for the donated memberships, and thank you, Callie, for the super chat. So cool. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Let's see here. What we got? Yeah, Nana and Callie. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. And we will be doing a members only before too long here. I'm sorry I haven't done one here in a minute. Again, guys, I've had so many. You guys know what's going on in my life. I share it with you guys, okay? Um, you know, my wife's got surgery in a little over a week and a half, and my focus is her. So I hope you guys can understand. But please come over here and check out Adam and Dex over here at Marfugal. I'll be in the chat, guys. So I'll see you guys over there. And yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always,